Good evening, everyone. Sat Sri Akal. Namaste. Today, I specifically want to talk to you about Canadian International Student Permit process. So, as many students are aspiring to lodge their files for Fall 20 and Winter 21 intake, it is very important to understand how CIC is functioning in order to process the applications as soon as possible. So, IRCC, ICEF, and many other organizations have issued their notifications in this context. First of all, we all need to understand about students who have been waiting for their results for few months now. I'm specifically today talking about two different set of students. One set of students are those who have already received visa before March 18, 2020. Second set of students are those who have filed their visas for September 20 intake in Canada or have deferred their admission from May 20 intake to Fall 20 intake, right? So let's start with the conditions or with the conditional visa approvals that have been notified by the Canadian High Commission for all students who have filed their visas for Fall 20 intake. First of all, I want to specifically talk to you about students who have filed their visas for Fall 20. Their approvals have started coming in. Very popularly, these approvals are known, commonly being known as approval in principle. That's the name that has been given to this temporary or conditional visa approval. Now, approval in principle is granted to any student who has submitted his or her file for Fall 20 intake with certain set of documents. The documents will include, first of all, an unconditional letter of acceptance from a designated learning institution in Canada. In simple words, you need a letter of your offer letter or letter of acceptance from a Canadian post-secondary institution. Secondly, you should have paid your tuition fees as mentioned on your offer letter. Third, you should be able to provide proof of your funds. Now, proof of funds can be provided in the form of guaranteed investment certificate or in the form of the liquid savings that you have in your accounts in India. Then you may or may not have done your medical. You may or may not have done your biometrics, but you have submitted these three important confirmations along with your English proficiency score. So if you have submitted number 1, your letter of acceptance, number 2, your proof of funds, number 3, have paid your tuition fees, and you are able to show any English proficiency certificate like IELTS or PT or TOEFL, and for some reason due to lockdown you were not able to do your medical or biometrics, your file is still considered as almost complete. So the current scenario it's seen in the current scenario that people who have already submitted their medical as well, or who have had a previous refusal or were refiling their cases and have submitted say biometrics as well, their results are already coming out, and but these results are again conditional approvals, means approval in principle only. So the name given to this process is a two-stage approval process. But before we go further into understanding the two-stage approval process, we need to understand the difference between what is happening to the files being submitted without medical and with medical, or say without biometrics and with biometrics, or say without any particular document that you have not been able to receive due to COVID or due to lockdown in your area. So usually we divide our set of documents or categories of student permit filing into two parts. One is two types. One is SDS and one is non-SDS. Now, what do you mean by student direct stream? That's the acronym for student direct stream is SDS. So student direct stream requires you to fulfill three very important conditions. The first being, again, do your LOA, get your LOA, submit your fees and submit your GIC. In addition, we need IELTS, and in IELTS we need overall 6 and minimum 6 in each module. These 3 to 4 conditions need to be satisfied when you are submitting your file in Canada under SDS. Now, there is another stream which is the non-SDS stream. Very commonly it is told by agents to students, or students have this fear that if you file your case under non-SDS you will not be eligible for visa, but as far as our experience goes, this is not true. A student is permitted to file his visa with the embassy either under SDS or under non-SDS. So suppose you want to file your case under non-SDS, or why would your particular file be eligible under non-SDS? First, you have completed IELTS but you have not scored a 6 in each module. So if you have not scored a 6 in each module of IELTS, you will fall under non-SDS category. If you have given PTE or TOEFL and not given IELTS, you will again fall under the non-SDS category. So please understand that every student is either eligible under SDS or non-SDS for student permit filing. At the end of the day, there are only 2 streams of filing. So some people also call non-SDS as general filing stream, but very commonly it's referred to non-SDS. So all students need to understand that whether you file under SDS or under non-SDS, you are permitted to file a student visa to Canada. Secondly, none of these streams guarantee you a student permit. There is no guarantee that you will file under SDS and you will get your visa, and if you file under non-SDS you will not get your visa. No, this is not true. Okay, it's just a myth and it's really not. www.cic.gc.ca, and for yourself you can read the differences between SDS and non-SDS category of student permit filing to Canada. Now, having explained the SDS and non-SDS major difference, back to what new new functionalities that have come into the processes of in processing of student permit applications for international students. Recently, the news first came out on 14 July 2020, and they came up with a lot of, CIC came up with a lot of things regarding a 2-stage approval process. Now, what is the 2-stage approval process for the students? For international students filing their student permits. First stage, as I have already told a while back in this video, the first stage, whether you file under SDS or you file under non-SDS, except for biometrics and medical, even if you submit all your documents, your application is still considered for processing, because medical and biometrics are the 2 things which are not happening in certain cities in India and worldwide too. But in case you have submitted your medical as well along with other documents as required under SDS or non-SDS, your file is considered nearly 100% complete, because approval in principle is issued basis these documents. So there are some AIPs that we have recently received, and we have seen that students who had filed their cases from between March to June, most of them have got their AIPs. And Canadian government has promised that by September 15, 2020, they will be able to issue AIPs for most of the students who are pending on processing or who have been waiting for very long. The two-stage approval process first gives you an approval in principle. The second step of this process, once you get the approval in principle, you are going to begin your online classes. Now, some students in this would have done their medical, some students may not have done their medical, but they are still eligible for AIP. Suppose you have got your AIP today, you will begin your classes as soon as the date for your classes starts in your particular specific institution in Canada. Suppose you have started your online classes and the visa application centers open. As they open, you will get an intimation, you will go and give your biometrics, and you will be eligible for a visa stamping basis your approval in principle letter. Second stage process is still quite confusing. The second stage of this process is still quite confusing for many students, because they have not been able to understand what is going to happen if say my medical doesn't get cleared in the second step, or what if something goes wrong with the biometrics, or will my fees go waste for the very first semester that I am pursuing online. So these are certain questions that we will be answering further. First stage of the temporary approval process involves AIP, approval in principle. Once you get that, you are nearly granted your visa. You are eligible to start your online classes. Once the visa application centers open, that is the time when you become eligible for a second stage of the process. You are going to get an intimation to come and do your biometrics and to submit your passport for stamping. This is how you complete your second stage of the process, and finally a visa stamp will appear on your passport. So for more questions or queries, just feel free to write to us. And in the coming video, I will be talking more about what is going to happen once your online classes begins, what kind of changes we will be seeing in the studying mode, which is online, how colleges and institutions and IRCC is coping up with the stress that students in India are having, considering that they have to resort to online classes, and when and how the students are expected to travel to Canada for the upcoming intakes, or for those pursuing their first semester online in India. So I'll see you soon in my next video. Thank you.